Hey guys, welcome to another video from the Parrot Bros. Now today we're going to be doing a video on how to remove your headlining. Now this isn't just your headlining, you'll have to remove all the trims that go around the pillars and across the back as well. You will need, if you want to do this without breaking anything, you're going to need some trim tools. You can get a set of random different ones on eBay for about £10, on Amazon again £10–15 for a set of all different sizes and shapes, because they will come in handy. You also need a Phillips screwdriver, and that's pretty much it. It's actually quite a straightforward one. I would recommend taking your battery off and waiting at least 10 minutes, because there is some airbags potentially behind some of these. Maybe not in this car, but in the cars you're going to be working on, there could well be an airbag, so do bear that in mind. Right, let's get stuck in, shall we? So on a Mk1 TT, you have to remove the trim that goes across the back first, because basically everything sort of lays onto each other. Now what I would recommend is, if you don't know where the clips are, is try and find a piece for sale or a picture of one before you go ahead and do it, so then you know roughly where the clips are. This one has already, someone has had a go at it in the past. It was a bit saggy and a couple of the clips were already broken, so I'm taking it out because we're putting a roll cage in, so not necessary. But I will show you the trim now. Now these trims have 4 fixings across the back, so this is the piece that goes at the back there. Now there's 4 fixings, there's one at each end, and that is on the car side at the top. There's one there, and then there's 2 in the centre, and again 1 at the other end. I'll just put my phone on silent, popular boy today. And they're these typical metal clips, and they slide in. They're like a triangular clip, and they just sort of squeeze and pop in. If you try and yank it, you will break the plastic that holds the clips. This one, someone's yanked the whole trim down, and it's sort of, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's, yeah, snapped the whole trim itself. But you want to be able to basically take your trim tool, and you want to come in from both sides, and you want to hit the base of where the clip is, and you'll be able to feel it because your trim tool will go past otherwise. Hit that, and then you'll basically just want to lever away from it using the force of these, and you'll just be able to pop the clip out, and then it works the same all the way along. Next we'll move on to the rear side trim, which I'll turn the camera around so you can see a bit better. Okay, so we're moving on to this side trim, and that goes all the way from here, where my hand is, there, just above the driver's seat, all the way down to the back. Like I said, now if you don't know where the clips are, don't just yank it, try and have a look. Have I got one in the garage? Quite possibly. Let's have a look. Sure I had one. Oh no, I only have the 2 longer ones. That's unfortunate. I will show you this one in a minute anyway. So basically, climb into your car, and then you want to pull. You can feel where the clips are. There's one literally right here at the bottom, which you can get your hand on if you can stand both sides. So you need to be mindful of your window here. Now that one actually came out really easy. By the looks of it, it's been out before. I wasn't expecting it just to fall out like that, but hey, saves me a job. So that usually sits like that. Let me come around and show you. Okay, so this trim usually sits like this. It has a cross piece that goes to the other side. Now this one has 4 clips. 3 have been left in the car apparently, and that 1 has come out. Now they're all still fully intact. No issues there. Someone's definitely glued one of them before. But I just managed to get a good grab underneath and just pull it downwards. Now you can, this is the hard part, because obviously you've got to try and lever it in. I mean, mine, how well you can see that, but mine is reasonably well damaged where it's had stuff thrown in it over the years. So that's the way it would have been. The clips are about 3 inches in. 3 inches in, and then this one obviously you won't be able to get to until you've got it down, then you'll be able to get your trim tool in and work it. This one you would be able to get to one at the top with your trim tools to both, but we'll try the other side. I'll spin the camera around and we'll see if that one comes out as easy. Okay, so any money this one won't come out as easy. Let's climb in. So we know there's one. Now this side is all in the rubber. You can get it out, and you'll be able to reach in and feel there's one there. There's another one here somewhere, so we'll get our trim tool. We'll just work along until you can feel it, it's there. And then try and pull down. There's another one. Then we know there's one up in the corner here, which is about set in the wrong place. Right, third one's out, so it's just the fourth one. Ta-da! Well, that came out easier than expected. So that one we got 3 out of the 4 clips. By the looks of it, it didn't have the 4th one. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that come out like a dream, really. Put that into the back. And now you can see we're exposing the headlining, and it's already becoming loose. Let's go to the front trim. I'll turn the camera. So the front trim isn't as bad because you can see it a little bit better. Now, a couple have already come off, and I popped a couple anyway by just pulling that off. But this one's quite easy because they're only small, it's quite centralised. You just get your tool in, try and find for the hard spot where it won't go in any further, and it should just start to pop it out. Right. Now, when you get to this corner, I would recommend trying to use your hands because try and get a good grip because it's obviously round to the window, and then feel for where it is. There is also a piece of metal there, and then it should just lift out. There is a piece of foam on the end, and there you go. Again, all intact, nice. One clip missing, which is there. And then to get them out, you can simply just pull it, grab yourself a screwdriver or grab your trim tool and just pry under it, and it will just pop out. And then when you want to replace it, you can just slide it back in. What I will say is be careful because these are brittle. I mean, mine are already damaged because I said someone's had a go at it before. Mine's actually got a little split there. You can't see it on the other side because obviously it's material and there's no damage. But usually these get quite badly damaged where people try and climb in and they're maybe wearing a hat and they scuff it with their hat or whatever, or throwing large items in the car, or whatever it is you want to do. Dash end, it just slides in and it has this little slot, and all it does when you're putting it back in again is you just have to kind of feed it in, and then it will just sit back down. And I mean, replacing them is dead simple because you're just going to do the opposite of what you've just done when you've got it fed in properly. Line them up with their desired pieces, make sure it goes over or under any rubbers that it should. And then it's just a case of just giving it a knock where each of the clips are until they're all in. So that's another piece removed. Now, what I would recommend before we move on to the other side trim is, because this has already started to become loose, this is stuck on, which if you're doing what I'm doing, and removing your headlining for a roll cage, you can just pop these clips out. They're like little push plastic screws. Get covered in foam. All this weight. Oh, I'll be able to have a big meal tonight. Now I've started by removing one of the headlining screws, just the visors, because I wanted to see which screw it was so I could obviously tell you. It's a Phillips PH2. It's one screw at the front where there's a hole. Undo the screw, and then all you have to do is it will tilt down and you just push it forwards and down and it will pop out, and then you have to undo the small plug, which is for the light when you operate the mirror. The light can stay in or you can pop it out. It's just a case of getting your trim tool and just giving it a little tweak. Pull it, and then there'll be a small cable. Just try and take hold of the plug, not the cable, and give it a gentle pull, and that will come out nicely. Moving on to this one, the actual clip that holds it, you can pop the outer casing off, and then there is it 1 or 2 screws? There's 2 Phillips screws, one either side, or is it? No, I lie, it is just a squeeze clip. They just push in like so, and then pull out like so. So once that's out, the only thing you'll be left with is the little visor in the middle, which is a Phillips. No, it's not, it's a Torx. Why do they change it? This is what annoys me about working on cars, is there's nothing, not one tool ever does one job. You need multiple tools to do the same job. Why that's not a Phillips, I will never know. I'll undo it and then I'll tell you what size Torx it is. And for those who didn't know you had this, that is a little visor to stop the sun coming through on top of your mirror. So that is a T20. Remove that as well. Keep all your screws and everything safe. Don't put them on the dash like I am, because you could lose a screw down the hole. You don't want to do that. I usually leave the rear the light until afterwards, because just to unplug it rather than pulling it out, because it's quite easy to damage and they're quite brittle. Obviously, being plastic, it's had light on it, which is heat, over a long period of time, and it can become very fragile. They're not particularly cheap, so get everything else done first and then do that last. So all I've got to do is I'll come around that side, we'll do the pillar, and then I'll show you how the headlining comes out. So to remove your headlining, there's a few things you need to do. You can try, now this is not the easiest job to do, but it helps because it's easier to get the roof lining down. You need to remove all the ancillaries there, so both your visors, the little lights, just so you can have them unplugged, so that when you pull your headlining down, you're done, okay? Then moving on to this interior light. Now this interior light is a little bit fiddly because it's oversized. Let me just pull it out and I'll show you. So it's got, if you imagine that's the light, and then you have around the light, you have these two clips which are like spring clips which hook onto the inside of there. And then on the other side, all you have is the fact that it's ever so slightly larger. So you want to pry it down if you can, even though there's a cable in it. I would pry it towards you, and then it will pull outwards, and then you can unplug it. There is a little bit on the cable for you to be able to do that. And then you can just, the spring clips will be all right, and you can just put them back in and pop it in. It's a lot easier to do it that way than to try and pull the headlining down with the light in, because there is a clip across the headlining at the front, basically directly in line with the mirror. Once that's popped out, the roof lining will fall down, the headlining. There's nothing holding it on at the back, nothing holding it on at the sides. You've undone all of your trims and the little visor for above the rear view mirror. So there is literally nothing holding it on other than this one plastic trim, which when I drop the headlining, I'll pull it out of the car. I'll stick it up against the garage and I'll show you where all the fixings are so you can get an idea of that. And the same with all the trims. You can see, I'll lay them all out so you can see where all the fixings are for all of them. So in the future, if you need to do this job, you know where they are. So let's drop the headline in. There she blows. That really wanted to come down. So there's three clips, which I will show you when we're against the car. There's two, one either side of the light, and there is one at the front. Not the easiest thing to get to, but obviously you're pulling it down, so the two at the sides will probably pull out. It's the one at the front that can be a bit of a Dickens to get at. Like I said, I'm not putting this back in again, so by breaking this or damaging any of the clips, I'm obviously showing you going forwards how to do it, what there is to do, and all of that kind of stuff, so you don't break any clips. But basically, three clips. I'll show you them all laid out. But you just want to get a trim tool in there and try and pop it down. I am going to be throwing this in the bin, so I don't care. Buy yourself an extra couple of millimeters of headroom. Feels higher. And then there's just this horrible carpet thing, like sound deadening, which is glued to the roof, which I will have to remove just because it'll annoy me otherwise. I'll pull a bit down to show you. Okay. Now this will also stop condensation on the roof, so don't just pull it off for the sake of it. It does have a purpose. It provides sound deadening and will stop it getting condensated when it's really cold and it gets ice on top of it, so definitely worth keeping, but I'm stripping it all out, so hey, when in Rome. Right, let me throw them trims up against the garage and you can have a look. Okay, so starting with the roof lining, you've got the roof lining there. The only three clips you have, apart from everything else that's connected, is there's two clips there and a clip in the middle, and that is the only clips you need to worry about. Everything else on that is just a case of everything that's bolted to it or all the trims around it. Moving on to the two side trims. Now these are the rear pillars. They've got four clips, but you need to remove the middle trim first. So you start with this middle trim. This middle trim has 1, 2, 3, 4 fixings, 1 at each end, 2 in the centre, or centralised. You need to remove them. Now that is the back edge. This is the back edge that sits against the boot lid. This is what's inside the car. So like I said, middle one bolts through there. Once that's done, you'll be left with your front to back trim. Now, starting at this end, this is the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fixings. The first one is right near the top of, this is where the driver's door opens, or passenger door opens. This is right by the windscreen. Quite hard to get at, this one. So what you'll have to probably do is try and put your trim tool in there to prise that open a little bit, and then try and get a trim tool in from the top to try and equally pull outwards at the same time. And these two are nearer the bottom. Not so bad to do, they will just pull out with the weight of it. And then it has a small tab to go into the dash, and that's just to make sure it guides down the side of the dashboard. Exactly the same in reverse on the other side, but they need to be done in a bit of an order. So the middle rear one first, 2 rear larger ones, and then coming round to the front, then it'll allow you to move your headline in. And I'll just show you what it looks like in the car without. Should you ever decide that this is what you want it to do, it has this horrible carpet stuck to it, which you need to then remove. There is a few cables, so do be mindful, don't be drilling any holes or anything. There's also the padding, which I took out, that foam, and there's all your rear cabling up there. But as job goes, it's not the worst. The reason I did this video is because someone asked for it, or a few people have asked for it over the years, and you know, I'll try and do a video where I can. So that's the headlining removed. Like I said, it's not an easy job, and there is a chance of breaking clips, so do be dead careful. I've given you all the clip locations so you know where they are going forward, so hopefully that will come in handy. They are really old, they are damaged. Maybe you'll want to replace them because you've got some concourse ones, or maybe you want to get them leather covered or Alcantara covered. They're really nice. But it's not a bad job, it's just fiddly. Just take your time, maybe wear some gloves if you've got really nice trims. But yeah, hope you found that helpful. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Bye for now.